the single largest private land conservation sale in the history of the South, and one of the largest in the nation. The deal covers 218,000 acres, more than 340 square miles of ecologically important forest lands, spread across 10 states in the Southeast. The seller, International Paper Company, one of the world's largest private landowners.
Actually, it's a good example of being able to be a conservation-minded company while also protecting the interests of our share owners.
The deal was brokered by two leading conservation groups, the Nature Conservancy and the Conservation Fund, as a way to keep these forest lands free from development.
I think the land will potentially be subdivided and made home sites in certain areas because, you know, particularly if they're on a major coastal area or along a river system.
Almost 500 miles of riverfront will be protected by this transaction. Many U.S. timber companies have decided to sell large blocks of their forest lands, and developers are eager to buy some of them to build housing subdivisions, golf courses, or hunting clubs, especially in the fast-growing Carolinas and Georgia.
It's really the encroachment of development that threatens our forest lands more than anything else in North America.
Companies like International Paper have assembled huge tracts of forests over nearly a century, and conservationists say fragmenting and developing them now would be disastrous for the environment and for local economies.
We're losing forest lands for the forest products industry itself, which means jobs and economy, and we're losing great conservation lands because the forest products companies have been great conservationists over the years.
Under the agreement, International Paper is paid some $300 million, more money than the two nonprofit groups could raise themselves.
The bottom line of it will be some private funding, it'll be some state funding, and it'll be some federal funding.
Sensitive areas in these forests will continue to be off-limits to logging, but much of the land in this deal will now be co-managed with investment companies as sustainable sources of timber for International Paper.
And we really see this as landmark because it's a great example of being able to protect the forest yet maintain it as working forest. It strikes that balance between conservation, recreation, and the economic needs of the owners.
Conservationists predict an estimated 44 million acres of forest lands will be sold during the next 25 years. This conservation success is just the beginning round of what will be a growing challenge to protect this critical part of America's landscape. For Assignment Earth on Yahoo News, I'm Gary Stryker.